Welcome to Weekly Queer News, the one and only news channel that focuses completely on LGBTQIA+ issues that are affecting the whole wide world. This episode, we have news stories from the States, the World Psychiatric Association, and Canada. Now, while that is kind of just a small slice of the world, there will be, in next week's episode, a broader perspective, and not just in North America. I do apologize that this episode is seemingly so small in focus compared to the rest. First up, we have an LA man who killed his son because he was gay. This is a sad story. I'm starting off sad. I'm sorry. The last story is a happy one. News stories like this, they happen way too often, and they're just heartbreaking. But let's get to the facts. An LA man, I'm going to mess up this name so bad and I apologize. Shahada Issa has been charged with shooting his 29-year-old son, Amir Issa. According to Amir's siblings, their father repeatedly threatened him because of his sexual orientation. And because of this, Shahada has been charged with murder as a hate crime. At the scene, when the police showed up, Shahada originally said that he killed his son in self-defense because he got home to find his wife dead in the floor and his son had a knife. However, the police are suspecting that Shahada actually killed his wife and then killed his son to cover up the fact that he killed his wife, because none of the evidence supported Shahada's story. He shot his son twice, point blank with a shotgun. There was no knife found near his son, and yet the mother was killed by various stab wounds. This is just sad. The police aren't outright saying it's a hate crime, but the district attorney has said that they have more than enough evidence to try it based on a motive of being a hate crime. This next story is honestly one I didn't think I would have to talk about in the year 2016, or 2016 if you're one of those people. The headline for this story is simply, "Gay cures don't work," which should be a very obvious thing. It shouldn't have to be something that's literally in the news. However, the World Health Organization has said that the conversion treatments are unscientific, unethical, ineffective, and harmful. Really, telling someone that the way they were born is wrong and they have to fix you is harmful. Who would have thought? I could make a reference to Canada's residential schools, but that's its own thing. The WPA has also called on world governments to decriminalize homosexuality because it is still a crime in a lot of places in the world. I'm looking at you, Russia. Emphasis on the word many, but not all states have banned the use of conversions on minors. Just on minors, not on adults. But the ban, this is the fun part, only applies to licensed therapists. Religious organizations that use it are still free to continue on with their practice. Now, the Democrats have called for a nationwide ban on conversions of anyone for any age, which does include religious organizations. They brought this in October, and of course it hasn't gone past that yet. Religious groups in Canada still use conversion therapy, and some of them are even registered charities. So not only are there groups in Canada that still practice conversion, they're not paying taxes, and they're getting money from people to continue doing it. And up until June 2015, last June, the province of Ontario paid for the conversion therapies using provincial funds. That's just sad. It's 2016. A story like this literally should not be in the news. Literally, it has no reason to be in the news. But it still is because it's still a thing people are dealing with. Alright, next story. this is the happy one. I'm only doing 3 stories today. Is Saskatchewan's having its first Gay Straight Alliance Summit. Which is, it's a big deal. It's pretty cool. It's taking place this month, as in April 2016, in the city of Saskatoon. There's a LGBTQI plus group in Saskatoon called Out Saskatoon, and they have partnered with Camp Firefly, which is a camp that happens every summer where where queer youth can go and hang out and just be themselves with zero fear of being ostracized or picked on or anything like that. It is a fantastic camp, one that has my 100% support behind it. Now, this conference is aimed specifically at teachers and students from rural areas. Now, the main aim for this conference is to show students from the rural areas. Now, I grew up in a rural area, so this part I can 100% guarantee is absolutely true. A lot of queer students in rural areas keep in the closet until they're out of that town, out of that area, because they feel alone and they feel scared and frightened and they're worried. So this conference is to show these students in these rural areas who think they're alone that they're not alone, and this will allow them to make friends with people who are like them, which is phenomenal. The conference is going to feature Siri interrupting the broadcast. The conference is going to feature over a dozen workshops. They don't have an exact number yet. That's okay. And 20 speakers, including 2 keynote speakers. And it opens on a Friday night with a poetry slam that is open to the general public. The conference is reserved for teachers and students only. But the poetry slam is open and you can get in by donation. And this has been Weekly Queer News. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you have any comments on any of the stories that I had, you can leave them in the comments below. If you have any suggestions for stories in the future, leave them in the comments below as well. Remember to click that like button and to subscribe. There will be a new episode every Saturday. Making this pretty much my only show that has an actual release date. So yeah, click subscribe, click that like button, leave a comment below, and you guys have yourselves a fantastic day or night, whatever it is for you.